Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Too Good to Be True podcast. I am your host, Pascal Mayala. Let me just fix this camera. Yeah. Okay. I am your host, Pascal Mayala. Today we got a lot of subject to talk about, but before we uh talk about the subject that I want to talk that we will discuss, I want you guys to do something. If you want to listen to this podcast, listen to this on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Castbox, and any platform you can listen. If you want to see me visually, you can you can go on my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True Podcast, and if you want to go to my YouTube, Too Good to Be True Podcast, you can do something special for me, like, subscribe, notify, and leave your comment because your comment means a lot to me. I know we got 24 people who just subscribe on my channel, and I want more people to subscribe, and we can get 1,000 a like and a lot of viewers for me to get to be part of the YouTube family. So thank you very much. So for our subjects that we're talking about, let's first talk about the first subject. Tua Tagovailoa. So for those who living on a rock, what's going on? That Tua have a CTE. He just had a concussion on Thursday night football on prime time on Prime Video TV on Amazon. And yes, the Miami Dolphins were playing against the Buffalo Bill on Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, and the Bills beat the um, the Dolphins 31-10. But that's not the story. The story of this one. The story is about Tua Tagovailoa have a seat concussion during the third quarter of the game. So let me show you the video. Uh, show you the video. What happened? So let me. I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it right now. I'm gonna share it. Hold on the okay. We're gonna share it and we're gonna look for it. Hold on. Let's share it. So we're gonna uh, uh let's show the video right now. So there it is. This is what happened. Uh, this is what hold on. This is what happened. On third down on the third quarter. So let's show the video. Let's show the video a little bit. I'll grow it. So this is what happened. So so this is what happened during the third quarter. He couldn't continue to play, so he walked on his own power. He was hitting the head of DeMar Hamlin. For those who don't remember DeMar Hamlin, he was the guy who almost died on the field during a Monday game between the Bengals and the Bills, and almost died in the on the field. Now, today there was a lot of people were talking about uh should uh uh should Tua Tagovailoa uh should retire because he had several concussions in his career, several concussion in his career. So I'm gonna let and it started in college. It started in college and um it started in college with Alabama. He had a CTE I think it was 2008, Then in 2020, 22 or 21, he had another 2021 he had another CTE. So I have to, let's look at it together about the CTE history on on um CTE. So so I think we can find it. If we cannot find it, but it's okay. It's okay. But I would like to say this. He had a lot of history with CTE. Like I said, 2000 in college, Alabama, he had CTE in his career. He had a CTE against the Bills, I believe twice. I believe no, just once. Yeah, he did have three concussion. Let's look at the timeline. So let's look at the timeline. For those who cannot listen, cannot uh, 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 see when I'm going to release this on audio, you can look on my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast. So, let's look at his history right now. I mean, so I know he had a concussion in 2019. He had a concussion in 2022 during Thursday night against the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 4. That's two. He had also another concussion in 2023, and I remember that very vividly. And that was scary. It was scary. No, actually, yeah, 2023, also 2022, and now he had one this season and this season. So, so this is what's going on with Tua Tagovailoa. So I think a lot of people were talking left or right if Tua should retire, Tua should end his career, and my answer is no. But before we talk about it, let's listen to Good Morning, um, Good Morning, Football, and let's listen how they felt, especially Mati Teo on to a concussion. So let's listen to this. If you can't, like I said, if you cannot see on audio, you can just go on my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast. You'll see I'm gonna release it, and you guys are gonna listen to it. Actually, seeing it. My apology. I'm very tired. Let's listen.
I saw him have to be carted off the field, I want like that was like you have to understand. It's just a game. Then there's life. You watch you watch a young man since a little boy go out there. You know, yeah, is it hard? Is it hard for me? Yeah, but I can't imagine how it is for Uncle Nolly and Diane to watch their son again go down. So Calais mentioned it was so good to watch him stand up. Somebody that's been in that situation who have had a concussion, I don't even know if Tua's there as he's walking off the field. Like there's been clips of me after concussions getting off the ground and walking off the stadium, walking into the locker room. I don't remember those walks. It's like I wake up. I remember when it was a playoff game against the Broncos. I got knocked out the second quarter of that game. I got up. It showed the camera footage shows me walking into the locker room. I didn't wake up. I didn't come to until the fourth quarter. It was 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and I'm sitting in the locker room trying to figure out why am I in Denver. And so to see my brother Tua go down like that, it really just makes me. I want the best for Tua, the man, the father. He's the father of two now. I want him to be able, not today, but 10, 15, 20 years down the line to be able to raise his children, to be able to walk his daughter down the aisle. That's what I want for Tua. That's true joy. And I know the competitor in Tua, everybody like how Jamie talked about slide Tua. Like I was saying the same thing, bro, just slide. But knowing the competitor in him, he wants to win. He has a whole new helmet just to protect him. He lost weight just to protect himself. And to see him go down like that, I don't mean to get emotional on the show, but it was big for a family member to watch him go through that again. And I'm just so grateful that the NFL community has rallied around Tua. I just hope for my little brother that he sees like and he understands, knowing that his makeup, he understands what's important in life. Um, and I just hope that he makes the right decision. Like Kyle, like I'm not going to make that decision for you. I'm not saying to step away from the game. As a brother, I just want the best for you, and whatever that looks like for Tua and the Tagovailoa family, that's what I want for him.
So you heard what? So you heard what? Mati Teo said about Tua Tagovailoa. Uh, I could not agree more what he said. I mean, football is part of your life, but it's not gonna be your entire life. Especially in this case that he got four concussion in his career, one in college, three in the NFL. And yes, and people will say that we're blaming Damar Hamlin. No, I'm not blaming Damar Hamlin. I'm blaming Tua because as a quarterback, you're being taught how to slide. When you try to run the ball, you gotta learn how to slide. You know, like in baseball, when they go to the first base, second base, third base, you gotta learn how to slide. And he didn't really do it. He just used his head and not really knocked out, not really knocked out, but he didn't. This is pretty sad. I don't know what to say. I don't want to see his career end, but I think a lot of people say, "Oh, it is time to end his career, to hang out the football cleats." No, I mean, this is your life, and people say, and he should end it. No, when you're a competitor, there's no way you gotta end your career. And football are tough because I'm not gonna be surprised that he's probably gonna sit on in week 3. I don't blame I do not blame the Miami Dolphin organization. They should sit out. So let's listen to another one, Josh Allen on Tua's concussion. So listen what he's got. Listen what he's got to say. So here you go.
Josh, another win for you over Miami, and this one felt a little different. Your defense did a lot of the work. What got into you guys today to have the performance you had?
Yeah, I mean, time of possession, I just saw we only had 23 minutes. Our yardage is down, but that's what happens when your defense can create turnovers on your side of the field. First and foremost, I just want to say, I hope Tua's doing okay, praying for him and his family. But came out to play, and our guys are ready today.
Obviously, it was a scary moment for a lot of folks seeing what happened to Tua. What were your emotions as you saw him there on the ground?
Well, I mean, understanding what's happened in the past and just knowing that I'm praying for him and his family. He's a great football player, but I've been around him outside of the football field, and an even amazing human, an even more amazing human. So again, prayers are going out to him and his family, and hopefully everything's all right.
What would be your message to him as he goes through this next period?
I mean, just receive all the love you can. I mean, this is it's obviously a tough situation, and it sucks. He's a hell of a player, and it's a better sport when he's playing well.
Obviously, this is an important game for you guys in the division. What was the talks this week about the AFC East?
So I'm gonna end it here because yeah yeah the Bills won the game, but this is not about the Bills. This is about a Tua, and we all pray for him. And I mean, this is sad. So let's just listen to about Mike McDaniel try to to to
to
hello.
to even
Let's hear Mike McDaniel respond on the people that they say, and we're gonna see more video to say to respond that people before. I'm sorry, I'm so tired, people. I'm sorry, but I'm so tired. But let's listen what because Michael and head coach Antonio Pierce said something on a press conference. Uh, said said something on a press conference that Tua should retire. So let's listen what you gotta say. Then I will put Mac McDaniel respond. Are people trying to say he should retire? Listen.
I'll be honest. I'll just tell him to retire. It's not worth it. It's not worth to play the game. I haven't witnessed anything like I've seen that's happened to him 3 times. Scary. You can see right away the players' faces on the field. You can see the sense of urgency from everybody to get to a help. I just think at some point, he's gonna live longer and he's gonna play football. Take care of your family.
So this is what Antonio Pierce got
I'll
to
be
say.
honest. I'll just tell him to retire. It's not worth it.
So this is what Antonio Pierce got to say. So let's listen to Mike McDaniel to respond to the people who trying to say he need to retire. Let's listen what he's got to say.
I think it would be um, so wrong of me to even sniff that subject, and it's more in line of actually caring about the human being, and that's something that entirely you're talking about his career, right? His career is his, and that's something that I think I just really, really, really wish I totally understand it, and it's not misplaced. I totally get how that's where people want to go to. I just wish that people would for a second hear what I'm saying. That bringing up his future is not in the best interest of him. So I'm going to plead with everybody that does genuinely care that should be the last thing on your mind, because you don't like, what do you think that's if I would answer that question, I'd be like, all right, this is my thoughts on his career. Read it. If he agreed with it or he disagreed with it, either way, I've just made him worse. So I I'm not taking this opportunity to just not, I don't think it's appropriate simply because of my care and regard. And I don't think those types of conversations when you're talking about somebody's career, I think it probably is only fair that their career should be decided by them. You know,
So you hear what Mike McDaniel had to say. I will say this, ladies and gentlemen. Only Tua knows what he wants. And he wants to continue to play football or he'll have to retire. My advice to Tua, just take your time, not the full year. Just sit out and let see the other gotta play. So Stephen A on first take this morning, actually morning over there in the US and the afternoon in here and when I live, said something about the two hour concussion. So I mean this is gonna be a discussion. I know we got a lot of topics that I want to address talk about, but but let's listen what Stephen A gotta say. Gotta say about actually there's a lot of people. We're gonna listen to other people too. Don't get me wrong. I know I got a lot of subjects, so we can even stay for 2 hour, 1 hour. I don't give a damn. This is about health. So let's listen what Stephen A. Hold on, gotta say that. I want to restart this. So let's go. Let's listen to this.
Here's the deal. When I sit up there and I go to work every day, and I'm not a football player, but when I go to work every day, there are sacrifices that I make as a father all the time. I'm not around my daughters as much as I would like to be. I'm not with my family as much as I would like to be. Sometimes they resent it, what have you. I don't care. And you know why I don't care? Because I grew up starving. And as a result of that, anything that I do to ensure the well-being of my family moving forward, even in the event that I'm not around, as selfish as that may be, I'm willing to do it because I knew what it was like to grow up with nothing. These football players make those decisions every single day as men. Provide, protect. That's our number one priority. That's how most of us think. And that plays a role into the kind of decisions men make, even when they're deemed selfish, foolish, ill-advised, or whatever. It comes with it when you're a man.
Listen, as someone who is a woman who has 2 scars that go from hip to hip because I've had 2 C-sections in an effort to provide for my family and create a family for my family, I understand sacrifice. A Black woman in this country whose mortality rates are incredibly high, I understand making sacrifices and trying to mitigate risk when it comes to your family, expanding your family and protecting your family. All I am simply imploring is that anyone in Tua's corner, someone that truly believes and loves Tua, is having a real conversation with him right now about what quality of life looks like. And we all face an existential crisis at some point in our lives. You host a podcast called The Pivot, and all of us at some point have got to make a turn from the thing that we were defined for our entire lives. If we are surrounded by people that love us and can help us get to the conclusion that there is life after this, as dark and troublesome as it may be, as much as you sacrifice to get here, I'm just hoping someone, it ain't me, I got no dog in this fight, and I am not audacious enough to ask him. I'm hoping someone in that family, someone in his corner that truly loves him, is asking him to sit down and think long and hard about whether he wants to keep doing this. But I know risk.
I don't think there's
You're right.
anything
No disagreement there.
Very well said.
No
All right.
disagreement.
So you heard what Stephen A. Smith and Ellen Duncan had to say about the Tua situation, and yes, like I said in my previous comment, that it's about sacrifice. You play the game because of your passion, but also at the same time, you know you're taking the risk when you play a sport like that. Let me say this. if people don't understand. Football, hockey, rugby, wrestling. I know it's not a sport, but it's sport entertainment. What do those four have all in common? Even MMA. What all those five have in common? You put your body on the line. You risk it all for your career because you want to. With except for wrestling, you entertain the people, but you understand where I'm coming from. You taking risk, and they know what they sign up for this situation. And as a man, you got to sacrifice, especially when you have kids. And and I mean, he has to think long harder. It's not my decision. It's his own decision if he want to continue to play or not. Because you take a risk. Because some people, because once you get that CTE, you you're afraid. I mean, to die on the field and end his career early. I mean, I know he's not. I'm not gonna compare it to this to another one because you don't justify bad behavior with other people's bad behavior. You don't justify this with that. I remember uh the Hall of Famer. If you know what I'm gonna talk about. The Hall of Famer Junior Seau during his career, he didn't know that he had CTE. And what happened is, during his house, he got shot in the chest because he was hearing weird things to provide his brain. I mean, this is why I'm bringing Junior Seau in the story because during his life, he played in the NFL like 20 seasons, 20 or something like that, and he had a CTE and he died. Not on the field, but in the house during the end of his career. So what I'm saying is, like, Tua had to think long before before he gets another CTE. But I listen to other people gotta say because this is we got a lot of topic, but we got a lot of topic, but listen to Dion Donkey gotta say about Tua Tagovailoa concussion. Let's listen to
What's your
this.
advice to Tua going forward?
Man, Tua, if I could say anything directly to him, I would say Tua, just know that the world loves you, and you have shown us the type of football player you are. We've seen you in college, we've seen you in the NFL, we've seen what you can and what you cannot do, and we more so seen what you can do. But we support any decision and that you make, but just think about life. Think about life. Like there's more life to football. There's more life to a lot of other things, and just talk to God. I would say it's truly just talk to God because He's the one who has that answer, and listen to what is being said with your relationship with God, and get around and your family and your loved ones, and just cherish those moments because there's more to life than football. I don't want to say retire and hang it up because I have no idea what you're going through. I've been blessed. I've never had one. Like I've never had a concussion, so I don't know. But I'm going to say, for me, looking from the outside in, just take a triple thought about your next steps because football is such a minute part of life, and we respect this game, and you're a part of this game forever. And Tua, you're a legend, bro. You're a legend, and I see you, we see you, and I love you, and I appreciate you for the efforts and that you put on that football field. But my heart, my soul, my mind, my relationship with God goes to you, and I will forever pray, whether you touch that field again or whether you don't. I support you, and I'm rocking with you, brother. So my heart's to Tua.
So you heard what Dion Dawkins said, and I want to to say the word God. Talk to your God, because football is just part of your life. It's not your whole entire life, because you got to think about the future as an athlete, because you're not going to play that game forever, especially like Tua, who got a lot of CTE. And we're not saying that he have to retire, but he has to make the decision. Talk to God. And I want let's see other video, and 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 then we're gonna switch another subject. Let's see what I gotta say about the uh to a situation.
Yeah.
Listen
When I
to this.
sit up there and I go to work every day, and
Oh no, sorry, I already heard that. Let's listen to who else? Who else? Jason Whitlock. What he gotta say? Let's listen to what he's gotta say.
But damn it, I told you 2 years ago, the last time he got knocked out in 2022, I told you this guy is Glass Joe and needs to retire from football. I said that and I got crushed for it. And it's not, I like Tua. I think Tua is a great young man. I met him at a Steve Clarkson camp years ago when he was just a high school or college kid. Great young man. But he's not built for football. That's what this story is. That wasn't a hard hit last night. DeMar Hamlin didn't even hit him. Tua hit DeMar Hamlin and fell out.
That's true. That's true.
This is about a guy whose body isn't built for football. That's all this is. And that's what the conversation should be about today. Now, oh God, football's so dangerous and I risk my life. And oh, I'm just so concerned about Tua's future. Just go down the list of all the quarterbacks who played in the 1960s and 70s, 1950s. Are they all dead? Do they all have CTE and their lives have been ruined? What percentage of them are we talking about? This is a gimmick. This is a false narrative. This is fake news. This is cosplay. I want to pull out my receipts. Told you what I'm going to replay for you just a bit of what I said in 2022, the last time Tua got knocked out. Play the clip. You don't change football because Tua Tagovailoa is Glass Joe. You guys remember Glass Joe from the Nintendo Punch-Out arcade game? He was a 38-year-old French flyweight with a record of 1 win and 99 losses. He was the ultimate beta male and fashionista. He was the first opponent a gamer would face on his way to the title. I'm not calling Tua a beta. He's not. Tua is as mentally tough as any quarterback not named Jalen Hurts. Tua has a heart for the game of football. He's just not built for it. He's small and brittle. He can't take a punch. Tua Tagovailoa needs to retire. I got killed for that. Here we are 2 years later, and everybody now saying, oh, yeah, Tua maybe should retire, blah, blah.
So you heard what Jason Whitlock got to say. And I'm not gonna go that far to say he's not built for football. He's like um a version of a calamari. You know, calamari is not that tall, and I believe they're in the same size. He just lost some weight, and yes, CTE is very um serious, and we're not gonna say that he needs um to retire, but and also it's part of his fault because, like I said, it wasn't Hamlin hit Tua, it's Tua hitting the head in the chest of Damar Hamlin. So to me, um, this no retirement. I don't want to see him retired, but unfortunately, he has to make the own decision. Well, so one last time, we're gonna hear what Nick Saban got to say about the Tua situation, and we're gonna close it out about what I'm about to say.
Tua Tagovailoa. You know his family better than anybody that's going to speak into a microphone today about this situation. You know Tua better than anybody that's going to speak about this situation today. Last night, obviously, we were all incredibly bummed to see another concussion happen in prime time for Tua. Just if you were, I don't know if you have talked to him or if you were going to talk to Tua today, what would you say to him? And how do you feel about the speculation of his future that's being done by everybody right now? Because we've seen him go through some brain trauma so many times on prime time.
Right. Well, first of all, I will talk to him today. I haven't been able to get a hold of him yet. I have a house down there in Florida, so we get together on occasion when I am there, play golf in the off season. And Tua is such a great competitor, but I think this has to be a medical decision. I mean, you have to let medical people who understand the circumstances around these injuries, these concussions, and when you have multiple concussions, that's not a good sign. Uh, and I think Tua and his family and everyone else should listen to all the medical evidence to make sure that you're not compromising your future health wise by continuing to play football. But I think that's a medical decision. I don't think that's something for me to speculate on, or, and I know a lot of people are doing it, and more power to them. But I think the family should not be influenced by that. Tua should not be influenced by that. It should be all based on, medical professionals.
Can you tell us a little bit more about Tua? He doesn't do a lot of media. He's done a little bit here in the past, like few months or so, I think, than he's ever done in the past. Like they talk about him having to change the way he plays and like, hey, you should slide, 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 especially with everything that's happened. I think he trained jujitsu. They put him in a new helmet. Last year, he was completely healthy. None of these problems. Last night, team was down, rushing for a first down, goes to lower shoulder, which I think was like setting tone for team because they did in week one. He gave a speech, which was kind of, I don't want to say out of character, but out of the norm for him to kind of do what he did at halftime. Is there a chance that, let's say he does come back and play, that he will be able to like change who he is as a player? That's been tough, I think, in the past.
Well, I can only tell you what kind of player he is. He's a great competitor. All right, first of all, he's a great person, and this is a great family.
So this is Nick Saban talk about Tua Tagovailoa. Um, yeah, like I said, this is a family decision and a doctor decision if he wants to continue, like I said. Now I will conclude with this. This is all about Tua's decision if he want to continue to play or to hang out his cleats and his helmet. Because the way we see it, and also the way I see it, if he continue, I mean, he probably gonna end his career or die on the field. So that's just his decision to make, and Lord knows what the medical gonna say. But let's take a quick break, and then I'll talk. We will talk about the Lil Wayne situation. So See you later. See you later, guys. Welcome back to the Too Good to Be True podcast. I am your host, uh, uh, Pascal Mayala. Our next subject we talk about is uh, the the Super Bowl 59. What's going on here? That it's been announced that Kendrick Lamar is he's hosting um a Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans because you know why he had the hottest track, the hottest track. You know what I'm saying? He had, he had that song, "They Not Like Us." You know, the biggest hit in 2024. Pretty much a diss on Drake. And if you haven't seen the commercial, uh, so I'm trying to find a video. Uh, I'm gonna look for the commercial first, then we will talk about it talk about it a little bit. Let's find it. Yeah, there. Okay, I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it with you if for the people that hadn't seen the commercial. So so let's listen to this commercial. Then I'll come back. If
There you go. Give me one more. Ah, come on. Two more. Just like that. You ready? Exactly. What the deal, everybody? My name Kendrick Lamar, and I'll be performing at Super Bowl 59. Will you be pulling up? I hope so. You know, it's only one opportunity to win a championship. No round twos. Let's get it. Boom. I won't want you to miss it. Meet me in New Orleans, February 9th, 2025. Wear your best dress, too, even if you're watching from home. Let's go. Yay! That's what I'm talking about, man. Now we can get to it for real. Come on, you gotta make sure you catch him with the hands open like that. You running real routes, you gonna be messing up.
so, this is the commercial of the Super Bowl 59 halftime show presented by Apple. And the first thing on my mind, I said, "Oh, okay, this is great." But when we take a step back, um, there was a lot of people who said this spot should have been Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne should have hosted the halftime show because it's in New Orleans. Lil Wayne, he's from New Orleans, and and the people were very angry, very angry of of Lil Wayne, and that he has been snubbed from the Super Bowl halftime show, and there was a lot of our artists who came to Lil Wayne defense that he should host the Super Bowl. So so Nicki Minaj went to his on his ex formerly Twitter to talk about Lil Wayne uh and Lil Wayne that he has been snubbed, and not only that he blasted the Super Bowl, he's blasted Jay-Z, which that's normal. That's normal. She had a history with Jay-Z. So let's read what Nicki Minaj got to say. So here's what she said on X formerly Twitter. She said her in first tweet, tried to tell y'all, but you wanted brunch. Element laughed my fucking ass off. I'm I'm on a fucking roll. Wait, hack. Hashtag GaxCityDC. Hashtag DTL. Another another tweet that she said, deny a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego. Your hatred for Drake and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, the GOAT, uh, NOLA, I mean New Orleans, Louisiana. What's good? Eminem stood Eminem stood firm on having 50 Cent come out. A white I don't have it. I don't have to, I don't have it, but let's add a quote. A white man who stood up for 50 Cent that if he doesn't perform, if he doesn't perform in the Super Bowl, I'm not coming to perform. So that's a paraphrase of what Nicki Minaj said. And she said this: one nigga took a knee, the other nigga took a bag. He gonna get you, he gonna get your nigger online every fucking time. Hashtag Gag City DC, hashtag DTLR. So before I continue, for those who said one nigga took a knee or other nigga took the money, he's talking about in the first paragraph. He was talking about Colin Kaepernick. Remember, Colin Kaepernick in the 2016 season took a knee because of the police brutality against black people in America. And the other one, the other nigga took a bag. He's talking about Jay-Z. So I think everybody knows that. And his final a tweet, she said, got everything in the world, still spiteful and evil, disgusting. Be happy, I beg. Go be fucking happy, nigga. Rap business in a woman business. When you got a politician and the police, you good too. Plus that ugly laughing taffy alien.
Stopping Lil Wayne from performing at the Super Bowl is his.
So this is what I know. Nicki Minaj have out of tweet, and not only Nicki Minaj, but Birdman, Birdman, uh, I think I can find the Birdman said something on his tweet. I will, we're gonna find it, and then we're gonna take a little bit of issue. Damn. So, hold on. He said something on his tweet about the Little Wayne situation. We we will find we will look at it. I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna look for it. If I cannot, we're gonna look for it. Damn. Hold on. Hold on. I know he said something about uh the uh the Lil Wayne situation. He said something about the Super Bowl situation. Yeah, there it is. I find it. So no, no, sorry, that's J Electronica what he said. But yeah, there it is. I found it. I found what he said. He said that this nigga pussy hashtag Nicki Minaj hashtag at Nicki Minaj at Drake at Lil Tunchi and YMCMB. I'm making this nigga respect us on Gladys. If you know about Birdman, when you say I respect on Gladys, all you know is business. Or you know his business. You know. Uh, That mean he will put it on his mama, which is funny. When I hear that, I will put the respect enough on Gladys. You know he meant business, and you feel there's other people like Little Boozy said something about the Little Boozy said something about the Little Wayne snubbing snub for the Super Bowl halftime, and he said that on his tweet extra ex from Detroit. He said that all y'all acting like y'all cool with how they playing it for the Super Bowl. Shake my head. The most cultural city in the U.S., New Orleans, it a smack in the face to every hip hop legend from Louisiana. Master P Miller, at Birdman. This show they never wanted out to kick in the door in the first place because they still trying to rock it. Super Bowl 22 was in Cali, and Cali artists was allowed to do their thing. It was a great show, but not in Louisiana. No in Louisiana legend can do their thing. So this is what he gotta say. And you know what? I must agree with him. I don't care what people gotta say the about uh 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 the who's gonna perform, but me personally it should have been Little Wayne because it made total sense. I don't care if Kendrick Lamar is the hottest thing. I don't give a damn about that. It should have been the person who grew up in the city. The Super Bowl in is in New Orleans. Little Wayne should be hosting the halftime show, and people don't get it. This is nothing against Kendrick Lamar. This is nothing against Kendrick Lamar. But it makes sense to have Lil Wayne in 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 New Orleans. It makes a lot of sense. Juvenile Juvenile said something on his on the Lil Wayne situation. So let's listen. Let's listen what he's gotta say.
Mad about the situation, just like y'all, man. But
Hold on. Let's listen what Juvenile uh, um gotta say about the Little Wayne situation that he's not performing in the halftime Super Bowl. Let's listen.
mad about the situation, just like y'all, man. But you know, my hatred is toward the NFL. You know, not really the people that book the halftime show. I'm mad at the people that hired the motherfuckers that booked the halftime show. I feel like y'all should step in. Y'all done threw 11 Super Bowls in New Orleans, man. Y'all have yet to put a hip hop artist from New Orleans on the damn Super Bowl. Sure, y'all have put artists on the Super Bowl back in the days. Al Hurt and the list goes on. Not too many. Not too many. You know, I feel like every time y'all come here, y'all should have somebody from our city on the shit. But this time it really hit hard when you don't have Lil Wayne on the show. I don't see how the fuck y'all don't have Lil Wayne doing a halftime show. Somebody that has a whole bunch of fucking hits and somebody that really deserves it and somebody that can bring out multiple artists of all genres. Think about it. So this goes to you, Roger Goodell. You need to get it right, man. You coming in our city.
So you hear what Juvenile gotta say, and I agree. I mean, New Orleans. I'll tell you what something. If every Super Bowl has been New Orleans, I would not complain at all because I heard that it easy access. They have the culture is great in New Orleans. The food is excellent. I never been to New Orleans, but I wish one day I'll go to New Orleans to visit it because I'm a Saint fan. So who that nation? I'm a Saint fan, diehard Saint fan. You can see here. Yeah, but but I agree. It should have been a Little Wayne to host uh 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 the Super Bowl. Now Little Wayne earlier he posted today he posted something on his I believe it was his Instagram that he's pretty much disappointed. But let's listen what she's got to say.
Forgive me for the delay. The delay on, just the delay. I want to say I had to first of all, I had to get strength. I had to get strength enough to do this without breaking. I must say thank you. I must say thank you to every voice, every opinion, all the care, all the love, and the support out there. Is your words turn into arms, and it held me up when I try to fall back. That hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about? It hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown. And for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position like somebody told me that was my position. So I blame myself for that. But I thought that was nothing, I thought that was nothing better than that spot in that stage, in that platform, in the city. So it hurt. It hurt a whole lot. But y'all are amazing. It made me feel like not getting this opportunity. And when I felt like you guys reminded me that I ain't shit about y'all. And that's an amazing reality. So, like I said, it broke me. And I'm just trying to put me back together. But my God, have you all helped me?
So you heard what Lil Wayne got to say about, and I feel bad for him because I don't know what and I don't know the next few year where the Super Bowl is gonna be, but I think that was his last chance to hosting the halftime Super Bowl because we don't get stuff like that. Even though, and I hear a lot of people said um uh that Lil Wayne should be part of the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. That's not a good idea. And that's what I said when I trying to say that Lil Wayne should host the Super Bowl. And I know people will say, but several years there was a lot of artists who's not from the city, and they hosted the Super Bowl. Well, I don't have the list. I don't have the list on my head, but I remember last year. I know Usher is not from Vegas, but he had his residency in Las Vegas. Rihanna hosted in Arizona. She's not from Arizona. I know that. I know that several years ago there was in L.A. and you brought Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Kendrick, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, Eminem, and Anderson .Paak. I remember that. And if you remove Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, Eminem, I don't know where Anderson .Paak is from. Wait, let me find out where he's from. Anderson. I'll find out where he's from. I think he's from L.A. I believe he's from LA. If he's from LA, I really want to find out where he's from. Yeah, he's from California. So yeah, from Oxnard, California. Yeah, he's from California. So he's from California. If you add him, yeah, you saw the LA artists, Snoop, Dre, Kendrick. They're from LA, you know. But that's not even more. I mean, a lot of people are talking about it. Are talking about did Lil Wayne got snubbed? People say, "Oh no, I think Kendrick Lamar is the hardest thing." And yes, it's the hardest thing, but at the same time, you got to make logic sense. And I believe I saw something. I'm gonna look. I saw something with Stephen A. Smith talking about the um about the situation with Nicki Minaj and him because they both went back and forth. I don't know if I can find it. If I can find it. If I cannot, you know, if I cannot find it, you know, if I cannot find it, and if if I cannot find it, that's okay. Yeah, oh yeah, there it is. Sorry, my bad. There it is. Okay, I'll find it. Let's listen to what you gotta say. Then about the situation with
No circumstances am I gonna be quiet.
about the situation because you know Nicki attacking Jay-Z because you know he's the one who pick and choose who's gonna host for people who don't understand. So but let's listen to what I gotta say. My bad.
When you talking about him like that, Nicki Minaj. What the hell was that? What's that about? Respectfully, that's some bullshit. It really, really is. That's just beyond the pale. Masterpiece open letter, no harm, no foul. Lil Wayne's your man. You're a New Orleans native. He's a New Orleans native. I get that part. You think he should have been there? I happen to know he was on the list. I happen to know he was given consideration. But Kendrick Lamar is arguably the hottest thing out right now. Not like us. That single, man. I mean, everybody going off about that. She was off the chain. We got to call it what it is. Now it wasn't great for Drake, but Drake is still big time. He still got his followers. He still got people that love the hell out of him because he's phenomenal. He's fantastic. Ain't nobody here trying to throw no shade on Drake, but Kendrick Lamar right now is that dude. Right now he's that dude. And why is that relevant? Because I want to put up this full screen for past performers at the Super Bowls dating back all of these years. Date back to like 2010. Y'all need to see this stuff before you open your damn mouth saying the kind of stuff that Nicki Minaj said. I ain't talking about Master P. All right? I'm not talking about that. But, you know, Birdman, not really talking about him. I understand. There might be some history there. Listen, I listen to hip hop music. I grew up as a product of the hip hop generation, but I'm just listening to music. I ain't into reading the what's going on social media and in the tabloids and on all of these magazines and all of this stuff with all of these beefs going on. I don't know about all of that. Don't care. I got better things to do with my life than that. But I know this much. If you're going to tell me that somebody is in a position where they can make this argument against Jay-Z's pick, I'm going to challenge you on that. I really, really am. Because I don't understand how you could do that with a straight face. And in terms of Nicki Minaj, you got to talk about the brother like that? Come on, Nicki. I respect you. I respect your work. I respect what you've accomplished. Who else you going to get in a beef with? Little Kim, Mariah Carey, Cardi B, Gucci Mane. I'm just looking at all of this stuff. Taylor Swift. Every time we turn around, Demi Lovato. Every time we turn around, it's something, Nicki. You disagree with the decision, you disagree with the decision. You got to talk about the brother like that? And why are we talking about Jay-Z like he's some damn sellout or something? Need I remind y'all, all the hip-hop artists, all the R&B people that have been performing at the Super Bowl halftime over the last few years since he's been involved since 2019? Did I not read some of these names to you? The Who, Coldplay, and people like that? You know how hard it is for a black man to pull off what Jay-Z has pulled off instead of in terms of making sure that black folks get that kind of center stage to promote their brand and build their profile? How unappreciative can you be? It ain't about you as an individual, it's about us. All of us. As black people. And that brother right there, Jay-Z, has been front and center and pushing the envelope. You gonna call him a sellout? You gonna use the N-word to describe him like that? A sellout? You know what? What's up with that? The hell is that? He don't deserve that. This some BS. You disagree with the decision, I understand. You think Lil Wayne's supposed to be up there, I understand. I got that part. I'm talking about how you talking about Jay-Z. How you talking about Jigga? How you talking about Hov? Really? Knowing all the people that he's helped? He ain't perfect, none of us are. But he don't deserve that. That's messed up. Come on, Nicki. Come on.
So you heard what Stephen A. gotta say. I I understand where he's coming from because yeah, you don't really call Jay-Z like that, but at the same time, um, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to digest. What Stephen A. said because yes, we saw the list. Hold on. Oh yeah, we saw the list of how many performing the people hosted the halftime Super Bowl. If you didn't see it, I'm gonna upload it on my YouTube channel, and I'll tell you something. I understand where people's coming from, and I understand where Steven is coming from. Like, yes, Kendrick is the hardest thing, but also Lil Wayne deserve have his own host of halftime Super Bowl. And I'm the one that I probably want to say, look, Lil Wayne should host the Super Bowl. We are allowed to disagree. Yes, name calling, I don't like it at all. But and Lil Wayne should host the Super Bowl. I know Kendrick's the hardest thing. I don't know why he's gonna play. I know he's got a lot of hits. Don't think that Kendrick doesn't have any hits. He have hits. But for me, for the purpose of this halftime Super Bowl, Lil Wayne should host the Super Bowl. Can you imagine if you bring the Hot Boys Master P, the No Limit. I think that will be very important. Even Nicki and Drake. I know Drake will get booed. He got mixed reaction. My bad, but it will be very cool moment to give him his flower. The best rapper alive, Lil Wayne. He's the goat. Yeah, and I know Jay Z got the last saying, and they said that he had the it was consideration, but I know they chose Kendrick Lamar. And but also it's about bitterness too, because if you don't know the history between YMCMB Rock Nation, a couple of years ago, Jay Z paid his taxes because he was in a situation that he didn't pay his taxes. He got a lot of money, a lot of debt, so Jay Z rescued him to save him. But at the same time, there was some repercussion that Jay Z wanted to sign with Rock Nation, and Birdman stopped it. Drake have beef with Jay Z. He wanted to Jay Z wanted to sign Drake on Rock Nation, but to me, I mean this situation is bad. What and people were asking what Lil Wayne's gonna do. I'm gonna tell you this: if Kendrick bring Lil Wayne in the halftime Super Bowl, do you know it will have a huge politic, a huge issue? If you bring Lil Wayne, there'll be a huge argument, huge argument. Oh, he's with Kendrick, he's siding with Kendrick, not siding with Drake. If Kendrick doesn't bring Lil Wayne on this halftime Super Bowl, you know it will be problematic. And I don't want to see Kendrick get booed. And this is not about Kendrick uh, on Kendrick Lamar. But if he get booed, they're not booing at Kendrick Lamar. They're gonna boo at Jay Z. It's like we telling you that we wanted Lil Wayne, and you bring Kendrick Lamar. And I know he got Dana like that. I don't know if he's gonna play it. If he does, that will be problematic. I'll tell you what, the people in New Orleans are not joking. So that's my opinion of that. Of That's my opinion about this situation. I hope they don't boo Kendrick Lamar. I hope they're not booing. Because if he does, I know it's gonna be very bad. That's what I gotta say about that. Moving on the last I know last subject, probably not last, but we don't know. We have time. Another subject that the WNBA is playing. The WNBA. Um, we have a lot of games right now. I know that there's a lot of game that is happening in the WNBA, such as I know the Ace are playing against the Fever right now. Right now they're playing. So I don't want to give my prediction. And we got the Mystic and Dream are playing. I'm just looking at it. Storm and Wings are playing. Uh, Sky and Lynx are playing, and after the last game, the Sun was the Mercury. They are playing. So if you want to know the result of the game, so the Mystic are leading the Dream 39-9. The Ace are leading the Fever 56 to about 10 points, 56-46 against the Fever. The Storm are leading by 1 point against the Wings. The Minnesota Lynx are leading against Chicago Sky 51-37, and then the Suns and Mercury are not playing. But uh, but I will say this: I think the WNBA is killing it. They are killing it to on this on today's basketball game. I'm gonna applaud them. But there's another thing about the about another situation that is going on about the WNBA is about uh uh about the situation is that the WNBA commissioner, she was on about the situation that happened during the and they were said that with um I believe it was CNBC, and she talked about the situation in the NBA about the Caitlin Clark situation. Sorry, I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna look for it because I know I know what I'm gonna talk about. Because there was a situation earlier where the commissioner said something about the WNBA. I don't know if you don't know what she said. If you don't know what she said, so I'll try to find a video. I'll try to find a video about it. But I know the WNBA made a statement about the executive director about the situation. So if you don't, I think you're everybody already know. So I want to share it and let's read it together. And what this said. Oh, sorry, my bad. My apology. Uh, and I quote: "This is the statement for the executive director." So, let's read this. What they gotta say? Here is the answer that the commissioner should have provided to a very clear question regarding to the racism, misogyny, and harassment experienced by the player. There is absolutely no place in sport or in life for the vital hate, racist language, homophobic comment, and misogynistic attack our players are facing on social media. This is not about rivalry or iconic personality fueling a business model. This kind of toxic fandom should never be tolerated or left unchecked. It demands immediate action. Um, frankly, should have been addressed long ago. And listen to this. As director of the WNBA, now its ninth season, I can say that we are wholeheartedly welcome a rising interest in the WNBA over a past few years, particularly the search and fandom sparked by this electrifying rookie class led by Angel and Caitlin. To the loyal fan who has been with us to W for decades, thank you for unwavering support. You know the history, the game, the player. You know us best. And to our new fan, welcome. Your energy and passion are recognized and appreciate. Together with all our fans, we will continue to grow the sustaining and thriving for the future of the WNBA. But let's be clear, fandom should lift up the game, not tear down, and very special people who bring it into life. Racism is, and the toll it takes on everyone is never tolerable, let alone justifiable. In the name of economic growth, this is about more than just basketball. It's about respect, accountability, and setting the standard and setting that standard for what we will not accept in our sports society. So if you don't know what's happening, what's going on. Um, the WNB commissioner says something very not so much let's say this, not so much a great thing the situation about the situation. I don't have the video, but I try to look for it. If I don't, we just read the statement. Yeah, okay, I found the video. So let's listen what she gotta say,
question, which raises some.
and I want to respond to that. So let's listen to this, then I will respond. We just read the statement of the player association, the executive director. Let's hear what she got to say, then, and I'll respond.
Sensitivities of rivalries between players. In the case of Angel Reese, who's just had to shut it down because of a wrist injury, Caitlin Clark, who's continuing to play. Rivalry that goes back to their college days, presumably, where I guess some trash talking entered in. But now it seems on some social media channels to have taken a darker turn, more menacing turn, where race has been introduced into the conversation, where sexuality is sometimes introduced into the conversation. How do you try and stay ahead of that? Try and tamp it down, or act as a league when two of your most visible players are involved, not personally, it would seem, but their fan bases are involved in saying some very uncharitable things
Well,
about
the
the
one
other.
thing that's great about the league right now, we do sit at this intersection of culture and sport and fashion and music. Like the WNBA players are really looked at now as kind of cultural icons.
True.
And when you have that, you have a lot of attention on you. There's no more apathy. Everybody cares. It is a little that Bird Magic moment, if you recall, from 1979 when those two rookies came in from a big college rivalry, one white, one black. And so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everybody being nice to one another. So the social media is different today than it was in 1979 when it didn't exist. But, you know, I always tell the players, you know, I was told a long time ago, if someone's typing something in and you wouldn't ask their advice, ignore it. So it's a balance, but certainly from a marketing dollars, but corporate partners are stepping up to endorse these players much more so than they were 5 years ago.
And what the commissioner said, Kathy Engelbert, she's not lying because it's true. Because I think rivalry make marketable for TV rating, and and that it's great for the WNBA. It's great for the league, and also it generate new fan who do not watch the WNBA. They can see the game, like watching the rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. I think it's great for the league. Now, what I do not like, what if people, I talk about fans, right? Fans who going on social media, typing a lot of bad things. Uh, uh, sorry, talking about bad things. I talk about bad things about players, of you know, because they're black, white, woman, mistreated, and so on and so forth. There's You can cheer, you can boo, you can tell a player you suck, but at the same time, don't go below the belt. When I say below the belt, I talk about, oh, you should die, something like that, or go back, or go. go back to Africa, some and so forth. But we gotta remember there is no place for racism in the league. The WNBA tried to grow the game, and it's like it's not even old. It's still young. And also before I play this video, I don't think the WNBA were prepared for that. When Caitlin Clark got drafted, I don't think the NBA player, I don't think the NBA as a whole were prepared for Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. So that's why it is very difficult for me and for the WNBA to know that they should have been prepared. But let's listen what Ross said on Dan show about the commissioner comment. Let's listen to what she got to say.
WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert went viral for all the wrong reasons. In a recent interview, she was asked about the racism, bigotry, misogyny, and homophobia that has permeated some of the new attention the WNBA has received this season. And for many, including myself, her answer was disappointing. The question was clear. Her answer focused on the rivalries being good for business instead of using the stage to denounce hateful, dangerous, and toxic fandom head on. In general, I feel like the WNBA as a league has treated this loud and visible issue like an elephant in the room. Like, we all see it, but the league just hasn't and won't talk about it. Kathy's miss on this answer feels insensitive for a league that's built on the backs of woman players, majority Black players, and with a population of players who identify as LGBTQ. Even the statement she released later is brief, and I certainly wouldn't categorize it as empathetic in tone. Look, the league doesn't need to pander to any one fan base, but its leaders should be prepared to denounce hateful and toxic fandom, protect the players, and set the standard for all fans, old and new. Kathy's job as WNBA commissioner is a complex one, and it's been an uphill battle since she took the role. While not perfect, there have been wins and progress in her tenure as commissioner of the WNBA. But as the league's popularity continues to explode, being proactive in discouraging hate and bigotry from fan-based discourse is what's going to be the best short and long-term answer for player experience, for fan experience, and ultimately for business.
So So, and you heard what Ross got to say. I totally agree. I think there was a missed opportunity to talk about it. And to me, I think we have, as a fan, we have to be careful what we're trying to say to the players. Actually, you know what? The commissioner needs to be careful what she's saying because we do, like I said, she said there's a lot of black athletes who play in the WNBA has been mistreated by racism and a lot of gender like LGBTQ, so on and so forth. Yes, it is a missed opportunity, but at the same time, we need the old friend, new friend coming together just to enjoy watching the game. And if they want to grow, they need the new fan to come, like the casual fan, to watch the game. Because if we don't, I don't think how the WNBA will grow. So to me, that personally, I'm gonna say this that I think the commissioner just missed an opportunity, but it doesn't mean that the WNBA will not grow. I think there's even new talent will come, and the new casual fan will come to see that because Kaylin Clark generate new fans, and that Angel Reese and Kaylin can two players who face each other in college, went to the same draft and generated ratings, especially Kenley Clark. And also, there was a missed opportunity that Kenley Clark should have been in the Team USA basketball. That they need that. So that's how I'm gonna say about that. And if you want to listen to a podcast, I suggest you to listen to Carrie Champion about the rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese on her podcast. I can't wait to listen to her podcast. I think she got more detail. So they need each other. Just like Bird and Magic needed each other. So this I gotta say about that. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. And if you enjoy listening to this podcast, don't forget to listen on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Castbox. If you want to see me visually, you can go to my channel, YouTube, Too Good to Be True podcast. And I want you guys to do me a favor. Like, subscribe, leave your comment on the community or on the video because your uh 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 a comment means a lot to me. And don't forget to be subscribe because I need more than 24 fans, and I want this podcast to grow together. So this is all I'm gonna say about that. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast, and I'll see you next time.